So, first question I have is, you've been around music business since you were in the womb, obviously, right? before birth. How have you managed to dodge the downfalls of most who started in the entertainment business at an early age?
I would say I avoided the downfall of most people in that started music business from an early age because I didn't do music business from an early age. You know, I don't even think I'm doing music business right now. I've never really seen music as a business per se. I know people say that's stupid, but it's a way to live. Yeah, it's a way to make a living. But the business has never been what has driven me. So it has never been really been the determining factor about what I want to do or not do. If it makes business sense or not. But now, as I grow older, anyway, I'm trying to make some business decisions. Let's get in this game. But it is really not the driving factor. I've always been a musician first, and I've always understood that whatever it is that a man is stems from his desires. A man is what his desires are, or a woman, or whoever. Humans are what their desires are. So my music has always been a way for me to enhance what I want to get out of this world. And that's just what it is because that's what I really know how to do. That's my skill, and I'm using it to the best of my abilities to achieve my innermost desires. You know,
And what are some of those desires?
well, I can share some. Some I can't. Send me straight to jail. But yeah, I want to see. For me, one of my foremost desires is to live life, truly free. In a way that I have a say in my own existence, and I have real action, not the illusion of action. Many people in the world today are content with acting in other people's acts and being content that this is my act. But that's just an illusion of action. You know, if anybody here has read The Pedagogy of the Oppressed by Paulo Freire, we learn that one of the things that truly make us human is that ability to act. And one of the most important duties of our oppressors in the world today is to remove you from your ability to act. Because as a human, we're all here to make history. That is what it is. Everybody is here to make history. You are here to make your mark. And those that rule this world today spend billions of dollars to remove us from that consciousness. And one of my biggest desire is to embrace that part of my consciousness.
I wanted to talk about two tunes actually from uh, the album Many Things, and this is biased, but these are my two favorite tunes of yours, right?
Oh wow! For my
Um,
first album, I need to work hard and get you to
no,
come
no, no,
forward to me.
no, don't feel no way. But I think Africa and African Problems, right? I think they're brilliant tunes because they sum up everything far right. You get what I'm saying? Like they really cover all issues. It's it has a groove, it's palatable, but also a person that's uh unfamiliar with their reality are able to understand the socio-economic, political situation that they're in. Just tell me the backstory about Think Africa.
Okay, okay. Well, this was. I remember. I remember whatever it is that made me write most of my songs. And this I was writing my first album. And being in the tour bus with the band when we're traveling. I was in the middle of writing the album, and we're having a huge conversation. But when I don't like talking about this first album because yes, I was 24, I knew stuff, but my consciousness was still quite weak. So anyway, and we're discussing development, and then for me development was roads and buildings and basically for me I was just saying in the song like, man, we need to do a song. I need to do a song where I'm just discussing about how we are so behind Europeans in terms of development. And that's really where the idea for Think Africa came through. Like, oh, without us thinking effectively about saying, oh, Africa as a thought, like not just as a byproduct of a thought, no, like the main thought, then how can we really develop? Where do we go from here? Because we are so behind, And that's what I was just trying to push forward with Think Africa in that song, the fact that we've been made to be so underdeveloped. I know it's simple, but that was the backstory.
Simple, very
Think Africa.
effective and powerful, right? As a true musician, right, and a person who has been among some of the world's greatest musicians, do you believe the dependence on computers instead of instruments has hurt music across all genres of music?
Okay. This is a very, very interesting question. And I like when people say this. I don't think anything is wrong musically. I think the computer has socialized music to the extent that it has really helped some musicians come off their high horse. Because nothing slaps you to reality like when everybody can do what you're doing. Anybody today can be a musician. This is the power of, this is what technology has done with music. And also with film to a certain extent, that with a little bit of training, anybody could be a director today. You could make a movie. You just need a little bit of training. You could make a really good movie, have a good story, So this socialization of things for me is never really what is wrong. It is how capitalism uses that against the people that is the issue. So now, because anybody can be a musician, means the system can get people that do not really have the love of music, but want the trappings. And they can use those people to spread the message of the system. I think this is the only thing that, for me, the new era of music is doing that's not so positive. Because people that are not truly musicians, because to be a true artist means there must be a link between you and your natural environment, that you must have an impact. You want, whatever it is, you must want to mold the world in a certain way. So, but what this computerized music has done, through socialization of the art of music making, that it has allowed corporations to find people that do not have this calling and make them like an employee and like a worker, like a manufactured good, that now music can also be manufactured to fit any narrative. You understand? Like even narrative that real musicians naturally would not want to engage with. You understand? So that for me is the only thing. For me, listen, the more the merrier. Let's all have a good time. Let's party. And also because, also the educational perspective of it. People are supposed to help young people, because music is also a way of developing your mind, like mathematics, like writing essays, like physics. Music is also a science that develops the mind in a certain way, and that people are losing this perspective in the world today because a lot of young people are not becoming instrumentalists, rather they're becoming technically good at, So maybe that part of the brain is not being helped in the education because people are not really engaging musical instruments to learn to be musicians,
Yeah, students of music.
Yeah.